You tell me if I need to adjust anything.
Please.
Oh, look
Do
at
I
my
need-
booze.
do I need to sit up?
Yeah, you do.
Anymore?
You want to walk?
No, I've got my water bottle.
Yeah, let's get rid of that empty glass. Unless you're going to drink from it.
Thank you.
That's pretty classy to have the glass.
I like the glass.
Shut up. Get the glass.
That's pretty classy. My water bottle. Alright. We look alright?
Yeah.
Look great.
We're in the game.
We are. How candid are we going to be?
It's all in the game. I believe
Well, my
that we
pastor
have
writes
already.
it, so I have to keep my words.
Because I just want to, like, off camera, Ben knows how I feel. We're off camera, right?
No.
No, it's record.
We're live now?
Yeah.
Okay, well then, I'll say this after we're off live. Sorry, this is not good.
So, my name is Nina Marie, and we are here today with Will Bolton and
Lisa Chang.
Lisa Chang, baby. These are some of Huntsville's greatest, and I'm really grateful to be here with you guys too, because, you know, we got a lot to talk about today. We're talking about music, because that's what we love. That's what we do. It's our life. It's our passion.
Sometimes.
Sometimes
It loves us.
Sometimes
we don't.
Sometimes we hate it.
Man, sometimes I book a show and I'm like, why did I do this? I'm so tired.
Right?
Why today, Lord? And then I think about the check, so I'll go anyway.
Yeah.
But the GP seems big enough. I don't know.
It ain't big
talk
enough.
about pay.
It's
We
not
can talk
big
about
enough
it.
because they're still trying to pay us the same thing as they paid us in 2012. Yeah, they're still trying to. Our craft has improved, and our bands have gotten better.
Our expenses have gone up.
Every expense has gone up, but they're still treating us like EBT kids.
Is that a band name?
We need to come
should be.
together. We need to come together though, unless all the artists actually are on one accord and we say, you know, we're not going to keep taking this same payment from 15 years ago. We need to all up our prices or it's just not going to work. We got to band together.
Collective bargaining. Do you
Yes.
think we will band together? I
No.
don't know, because there's always some young new artists that'll play for free because
That's
they want
right.
exposure and they want to break in. Right?
And they're hungry.
But there
It's
should be
understandable.
venues for that,
I like that.
and then there should be venues for professionals.
Correct. And what are they gonna say? All they can say is no. But I mean, you know, you upped your price. You doubled your price because you doubled your talent over the years, right? And my band is incredible, right? So we charging this year. This is the 2025 price. All they can say is no, but somebody else is gonna say yes. I don't mind a little no. Because once they see me at the next place, they're gonna call me back. Okay, we're down for that price.
That's beautiful.
But then I have to ask this: are we really killing it out there?
I am. I don't know what you doing.
Ooh,
Are we killing it?
I'm killing it.
I know. What do you mean by like? How would you operationalize killing it?
Yeah, well, how's killing it?
What does that look like?
Nina knows me
Yes. Perfectionist.
a lot more than others. Yes, and I'm speaking from my stage name is Sophisticated.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a reason why it's sophisticated. Because I do believe that if you want to see the evidence of your work and how it can pay off,
Yeah.
then you have to put in the work.
Yeah.
So crazy today I was thinking, this lady asked, she had been working for a month. And she was like, when am I going to get paid? She didn't even know when she was going to get paid, and she was working every single day.
Lord, I thought it was 3 weeks in the hole would be
3
the longest,
weeks.
right?
2 weeks,
Oof.
whatever it is, we know that if we start a regular job, it's going to be a week, 2 before you get paid,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
Month, right?
Not much.
All that time you're working, 8 hours a day.
Yeah. That's
How many of our bands and artists work 8 hours a day to come out with the outcome of what they get paid?
Okay, I understand where you're coming from.
That's where I'm coming
Yeah.
from.
So,
I don't know that we have a band system that's set up to where you're working together, tightening up, creating your own show, even though you're doing covers or even originals, but really understanding that the ultimate pay is going to come from the amount of work and stuff that you put into it. If I say to you, I got a 3-piece band, they can play whatever you want to play. Come on in, we'll have one rehearsal. She knows what I'm about to go into. We'll have one rehearsal. We should be all good. We all professionals.
Yeah, we got it.
We got it. And then you go in with a band that's never heard your arrangements. They're trying to, the keyboardist is trying to support everybody because they're the one that you got to rehearse with. You didn't get to rehearse with the bass player. You didn't get to rehearse with the drummer. You got to rehearse with the keyboardist and the singers.
Yeah.
And so they can't learn the intricacies or a sophisticated set within an hour.
No.
And then come out and be like, oh, perform this thing like Morris Day in the Time. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I feel like that is the biggest challenge of being
That
an
is a
entertainer
challenge.
with a live band.
Yes.
Everybody has their own life going on.
Yes.
Everybody has, day jobs and
Yes.
stuff like that.
Absolutely.
So you got a show in a month. So you ask the band, hey, can we do Tuesday at such and such o'clock? Yeah. One person says they can, and 3 people say they can't. Yeah. Okay, can we do this day? I got something going on. I'm booked that night. Like, damn, what day can we all come together? I don't want to just do one rehearsal either. One rehearsal may be okay. If it goes well, it's great, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then what if there's just a lot of issues and just people can't get their parts down? Then we want to do another rehearsal at least before the show, but nobody wants to do that because they're not getting paid for the rehearsals.
So then can you say that you killed it?
Yeah.
That's all
I can say I killed it.
You killed it.
Listen,
I don't know about y'all,
the group, right?
but
I'm doing my 8 hours in my house.
Right. You literally put in the work.
It has to be a collective effort. So yeah,
especially for a band.
Yeah.
But a lot of musicians, they are solo musicians.
Yeah.
They're solo musicians. Yeah. You hire me for that, I'm going to come and I'm going to play with you. Yeah. I will learn all of your songs exactly the way that you send them to me. But I don't necessarily have a commitment to making you sound crazy.
Yeah. What do you guys feel about performing with instrumental tracks, though?
I love it. I wish more people could accept instrumental tracks.
How you feel?
I mean, I think I like it in terms of, or rather I respect it because it gives you that ability to control the environment when there is a lot of variability with live musicians. And I think that's the excitement of seeing a live band, right? Is seeing that variability and those opportunities when if you have a band that's gelling, it's really tight, what they can do live, especially with a gifted vocalist, is so exciting, right?
Yes. Absolutely.
But given that these gigs, max going rate for a band would be $100 per band member, and people have to eat and pay their rent, and so I think it's not even about I think if everybody, the musicians I know, would happily rehearse every day if they could, right? But they've got to eat and they've got to support families. Yes. So that's just, instead when you have work and you have kids and you have all these other things.
But I'm suggesting if your show is the freaking bomb, like you see, what's that gentleman's name? He's I don't know if he's from here. He's really good. White guy.
Was it like
Red.
Lamont Landers?
I love Lamont.
Amazing.
Oh my God.
The Lamont Landers what? Band.
Right.
Meaning they have dedicated and committed to being his band.
Right. But he can
meaning
them, right?
They can practice once a week and do a show for $10,000.
Right. Because he can pay them. Yeah.
Because he can pay them. He can pay them now. Right. They're eating and they're so freaking tight that when people hear them, they're like, who?
It's funny you said eating.
Are you?
Because when my band members come over to rehearse, the only thing I can do is feed them.
You disable the alarm.
I love it. Hey, you got to feed the musicians.
Listen, I got y'all these subs, some wings, some this and that.
Always feed the band.
But you're a keyboardist and a singer. That is such a plus. You know, I have found it. I've been singing since I was 4, all over the place. And because I have not been able to play for myself, it does cause, you know, a little bit more of a struggle in the music industry.
Yeah.
Because they just expect so much. Like I said, they moved away from developing artists. Now you got to develop yourself.
You're special, girl.
Oh,
With your own, with your money, you know.
Yeah,
with your
true.
money. It's not that. It's nobody else's money but
It's
yours.
true. And they aren't putting that time in. I know before the cameras were rolling, we were talking about artists and what it takes to be like signed, right, or discovered. And you know, now it's if you have however many, is it 1 million followers? Now a record label might sign you and they'll throw you on a tour. But I've seen acts that have opened for people like Janelle Monáe, who are great for the 3 songs that went viral. And then they just weren't, they didn't take the time to develop them. So doing a 45-minute set to open up for a phenomenal artist is they're just not ready yet versus those who kind of put in the time, done these gigs. Like you're just more seasoned, you have more material, you're able to provide a great show for that long. Because it takes stamina and it's
like regardless
time and expertise and all of that. And so I think it's doing the art a disservice. It's doing these artists a disservice who, if you just gave them even like 6 months to really finish, you know, have a full set, they would kill it.
How many rehearsals, Nina, did we have for that sold out show at Robin's Garden, that first show?
First,
how many rehearsals did we?
Before I even answer that question, I want to say to piggyback off what you guys were talking about with the bands and the lives and all of that. The rehearsals are important, yes. The promotions is another way that we need to be killing it.
Oh my God.
Because the clubs are expecting us to promote. We're expecting them to promote. And then sometimes nobody's promoting.
Yes.
And then they wonder why no tickets were sold or nobody showed up.
Also, a Facebook event does not mean you've promoted it, right?
Yes, yes. If you have children, I have two children. You have to invest time into the children. I'm getting back to your
too much time. Time thinking about it.
You have to really know what you're doing, what you're getting into. Like, because it is not easy. This thing is not easy, and you have to be able to know when you're going in the right direction and when you're not, because a lot of these venues lead you into the wrong direction.
Into the abyss.
The promotion thing to me is like raising kids. They're your kids.
You're great in promotions. That's
they're your but that's how I see it. This is mine.
Yeah.
I don't care what the promoter does. I know what I'm going to do.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm going to go and do photo shoots. I'm going to get all of my band together at some point. We're going to record a rehearsal. All of those things, I promise you right now, with a click of a button can be done.
Yeah.
And you can promote for a whole month. We
were getting on people's nerves probably. But guess what? It was standing room only.
Yes.
Because we got on their nerves enough for them to tell somebody about it. Hey.
And I'd rather, I guess, annoy than what I hear mostly from, friends or even folks who want to come out and see. They're like, oh, I didn't see it. I didn't know you were playing. If I'd known, I would have come out. And I'm like, oh, you're right. I should have pushed it more because I'm so scared of, like, annoying people. Or I don't want to, or I'm just overwhelmed with life and these kids, right? Where I'm like, I don't have time to post. I don't have time to do this.
I made a video today.
Exactly.
But I look a mess. I will say that in a second. Like, They can't see me today.
I know, and for those of us who are not skilled at editing, like it's additional money, right? And I just feel like the expenses to promote and to do all of this, while accessible,
Canva
it still adds up. I know.
CapCut has been my new favorite best friend.
Okay.
$9.99 a
Okay.
month.
All these.
Take little snippets, put it together. It's got all kinds of editing. All kinds of special effects you can add to it. Make your advertisement amazing. I'm talking about commercial ready.
Tell me, girl.
Yes.
I've been having a ball with CapCut.
Yeah, and then you're going to do a whole promotions class with us, right?
Absolutely.
We definitely do.
That'd be good.
But producing is what I see when you think of producing is someone who has the whole vision.
Yeah.
Executive producer is the person who's paying for all of it. But the producer is the one who makes sure everything gets done.
Right.
Make sure the musicians are on time to recording sessions.
Right.
Making sure they know the material. Making sure you've given them the material. Making sure you told them to send their pictures. Making sure you know all of their information. Producing a show of a high caliber requires a person who understands how to take a show from absolutely nothing to, oh my God,
skyrocket, baby.
Yeah. And it's not easy, but I promise you, once you get the template, you understand this is how it's done.
Yeah.
And that show that we did, it was definitely not done just by myself.
Right.
But I just knew from church experience, having to put on plays and having to do all of those things, exactly what I needed to do to put on that show. And we got all kinds of calls after that show.
Yeah.
But what people, this is a segue into what it cost to be an artist of high caliber. What it costs performing live, what it costs.
Not
I
paid, or financially. You mean in dollars?
In dollars. I paid for what I
all
wanted.
of it.
Right?
Is that blood, sweat, and tears?
Yes. Yeah. But money. I paid for the band. I paid for the rehearsals. I paid for the whatever, for the snacks, for the food.
Yeah.
It cost me a lot of money to produce a show. Now, if that was my decision.
Yeah.
Because I wanted what I wanted, and I didn't want nothing else.
Yeah. So you didn't recoup, or did you recoup those expenses?
I did. Okay. I recouped a very small. But everybody else got paid.
But there have been times that we have put on shows and hired people and ended up going home with way less than the band.
If you're paying me $100, I don't care. I will give that $100 to anybody that walks up on the stage, because $100 is nothing.
Yeah.
I can do this with my eyes closed. Yeah. I don't need $100. That is not a gift. That is not a gift to me. Like, that's not. It really is. It's not.
I mean,
from 100 to 150 is not a gift to me.
2 bags. Where are you shopping?
But that's what venues are paying for individuals.
Oh yeah.
But if you cut out,
he said 2 bags. Where you shop?
What?
Food City does have 5 for 20.
I mean, what I'm saying, no. I mean, it costs money, and I told.
Yeah.
I hear people. They come up to me. I promise you, they come up to me all the time. When are you gonna do Jazz in the Park? When are you gonna do this? Where are you performing? I ain't got no money. I ain't got no to do what I know that I can do. It's gonna cost you more than $600.
It's an investment.
How much is it gonna cost?
It is going to cost between this, depending on what you want.
Yeah.
But to me, no lower. $1,200 to $2,500.
And that's for how many pieces in your band?
That is for a let me see, a drummer, bassist, 2 keyboardists,
3 backgrounds,
3 background
saxophone.
They might not even get paid.
I was gonna
Right.
say, 1,200 seems low. Now you've already
Then-
you're
then-
out of
then
that.
your
Now
saxophone.
Yeah.
It is,
But that-
low,
at
but they
least
still
that's
want to give us
$200.
$600 for a full band experience.
Yes, they want
So
So
that
I gotta beg
experience
background
Right.
singers to sing for free or
For
give
free.
half of my money just to come on stage with me.
For free.
Come on,
Yeah.
Lisa.
And I have people who are they're so dedicated. It's, oh, you ain't got to pay me nothing. I
Me
just
too.
want to
Thank
be
God.
a part
Of it.
of what you're doing.
Yeah.
And that's the $1,200
Yeah.
budget.
Yeah.
But the $2,500 budget is everybody's getting paid very well,
Okay.
and you're doing a customized show to the venue.
Right. And how long is that show? That you just
An hour.
An hour for $2,500.
An hour.
I typically do 2 45-minute sets. You know, the weddings, they want you to do 3 and 4 hours. I'm like, Lord, y'all want me
I
to
just
sing
think
all
those
day?
people don't know what they're talking
I'm not going to
about.
have a voice tomorrow.
They don't know what they're talking about.
Even
3
Chris
hours?
Brown ain't doing full hours.
No, no one's doing that. Like, that's just somebody that has no idea what they're talking about. That's what they want.
Because that's what a
But
DJ
that's not
would do.
realistic.
But we're not a DJ, so.
Bands, not DJs. So, but just imagine being able to customize your show to the venue.
Yeah.
That's another thing that kind of bothers me. We got these names of venues that don't actually play that style of music. They have all kind of other artists. These are people who they're getting the payment because they'll play there. They'll play there. Doesn't matter whatever you want me to sing, I'll sing for $100. You know, which is fine. I don't want to stop that flow, but I also want to see if we can bring on the venues that want a higher caliber of artists and they're willing to pay for that.
Which venues are those that you see right now?
I see the Note Jazz Lounge has been adapting to some nice quality entertainment for grown and sexy people. I like that one. I miss a couple of places, like Sidetracks. I used to love Sidetracks. I really loved it. It varied with all different genres of music, but
yeah.
I don't know. I really feel like we need some more upscale places here in Huntsville. That's what we're lacking. But let me ask you guys this: what do you feel like what trends do you see shaping right now in the music industry, kind of changing the industry? In my opinion, before you answer that, I feel like these new AI artists. Have you heard about the AI artists?
No.
Yeah, I've used AI to
create the music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
create.
Yeah,
Well,
for
now
demos,
they have
for-
AI artists.
Mm-hmm.
Now, mind you, this is how
Can't
it's
wait.
going right now.
Very
Okay,
exciting.
the record labels are giving multi-million-dollar deals to these AI artists. They're not real, obviously, but baby, when I tell you the music that they're creating is phenomenal hits.
Yeah.
It sounds amazing. They can, of course, do any note in the world, any run you could imagine. And I feel like a lot of people like, oh, this is great. I love, there's change. People love change, right? Some people. I do too.
Like new.
I do too.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a little intimidating as well, because if this continues, will we humans even have a job?
Yeah, we battle each other.
Right. And now the AI comes in and can outsing us with seconds. In seconds, they're creating this, right? So I have a friend who's he's a songwriter and singer and all that, and he's been using this new AI app to create his tracks. It's $30 a month, best $30 a month I ever heard. Because when I tell you, I watched this man say, for example, give me create a track for me that is heavy lead acoustic guitar that is in the genre or has similarities to Jill Scott and India Ari. The thing made the track in 2 minutes or less. And when I tell you, and hit.
Yeah.
So I say, what other stuff have you created with this? Every single song that he just put in, like ideas or similar to, he even put in one of his songs or a couple of his songs that he had pre-recorded and had masters to, and it made his songs better. And I'm like, yo, within 2 minutes this is happening. Are producers even gonna have a job after this? If an artist doesn't have to pay a producer to go and make their album, and you can literally record with these tracks, like there's of course rules and stuff too, and the AI, whoever created the track, of course, gets some residuals and things like that. But how can a producer compete when it could take him maybe a week to even perfect a track that he's in love with, and it takes that person 2 minutes to put it in their phone?
Interesting.
I don't know.
Well, I'm curious, a couple questions, right? Like, how is that going to translate into live performance? Because so much...
holograms.
But,
that's what they're thinking of doing.
Yeah, no, I mean, much like the gorillas, like, always perform behind avatars, right?
I wouldn't pay for that.
So wait,
yeah, why would you pay for that if you're getting the same track over and over again? I can just stay home in the comfort of my own home and listen to it and pay nothing to a streaming service that's going to pay them nothing, right, for that. So that's where I feel like it falls a little bit. Because we go to live music for the serendipitous moments of brilliance, but also it's fun. I enjoy watching, like, somebody have to think on the fly, or like when they mess up and you see the band come together. Like, those are beautiful
even if
moments
they trip.
of humanity, right? That's something I would do, right? Like,
on the stage.
I'm clumsy as hell.
Right? Well, so
Oh
there's
Lord,
that
I just
piece.
pray about stuff like that.
Okay.
I'm
That
serious.
will happen, or that it won't happen?
That it won't happen.
Okay, good. That's good. I'm saying. I don't know. Well,
Look, I know my set already.
How is AI?
Just Lord help me not to fall.
I wish somebody would come to me and be
So
like,
that's what
"Girl,
I'm
I'm going to the AI tour tonight."
But what is an AI
Who's
artist?
gonna be there?
Wait. Well, what is an AI artist? Is this a non-existent person?
Yes.
Yeah, it's just a person
So
plugging
then
in
that's
prompts,
not-
right?
Though they are creating music videos. Of course, you know, with AI, everybody's so beautiful and like flawless and perfect.
But
right?
not
They're
human,
creating
right?
music videos with these flawless characters, and they're moving their lips, and it looks very real. Just like half the things we're seeing right now on social media.
Yeah.
It's hard to tell
And
what
that's
videos.
that person's AI artist.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now of course I love social media. So my favorite thing is to scroll and find a good comedy skit or whatever. And now it's so realistic. I don't even know if what I just watched was real or not.
No,
Fake
I
news.
tend to not believe it.
I can't believe
But
I
I'm not
just
gonna
said
sit in
It's
no
true.
concert audience and watch a hologram on the screen.
But I also I don't look for perfection in my recorded music, right? I look for real. I look for, I record at Clearwave where everything is like still like analog, that we're playing music in real time. And I always said to Jeremy, the producer there, Jeremy Stevens, I said, what I see him is doing is like these recordings, they're not meant to be perfect, right? They're meant to be like this snapshot in time. It's almost like a collage of all these different pieces. And that's what I love about it, because I can think back and there'll be moments where I think there's one where we just had to go with like what the studio was adding to it.
Mm-hmm.
Right? There's one track that at the end of one section, there was just this little ring that happened to stay in the track. He's like, well, sometimes you just have to go with it.
Have to keep it.
And it's so beautiful that you have these moments of like just real life, not intruding, even adding to this experience. And I've always, like, in my listening playlists, like I always have live versions of songs, because to me it's the humanity, it's connecting with another person that I get from live music. That's what makes me pay ridiculous amounts to see people live, right? It's because it's for those rare moments. So I would have no interest in seeing an AI artist. Like, that's just not my thing. Sorry.
Right. Yeah.
And almost listening to it, perfection
place.
gets boring, right? Like, it's not, it's the, like, humanity is so flawed, and that's what makes us beautiful, and that's what makes this music beautiful. It's the serendipity, not the formula. And so I would hope, that most people see through it. I don't think it's just musicians who would, but
I love that word.
I think it creates.
I'm picking it up tonight.
It creates more opportunity of challenge. Number one, I think we all grow up. I can't say we all, because that may not be true. I grew up admiring people who came before me, people who were doing it. I can sound like them. I know their music. I understand how they got. I mean, obsess over the minute details of something that somebody did. Maybe everybody didn't hear it, and I like hold on to that.
That's how I learned how to sing.
You hold on to those things, but you also realize in the business, it's a competition. You have to be confident in who you are as an artist, singer, writer, producer, whatever it is you are. If your confidence is weighing because someone new comes out, because there are some humans on TikToks that's blowing my mind.
And they're all like
amazing.
And they're doing it on doing it on camera. This one girl, the girl that did Folded first. Not the actual artist. But there was another girl, she has these dreads, she's gorgeous. She recorded that live. Back to back to back to back to back to back to back. I mean, she is absolutely incredible. If I compared myself to her, I would quit.
Listen.
Right? But I don't want to quit.
Absolutely.
I want to keep doing what I love to do. And that's what you have to be focused on. Not necessarily the competition or the competitiveness of the industry, but what can you add of yourself to this thing? I don't want to be unheard. I don't want to be unnoticed. So these are the things that I'm going to continue to do to get that recognition, to get that record deal, to get that independent deal, to get that whatever it is that you really want to accomplish in music. You know, you have to do it for yourself.
That's right.
You have to do it for yourself.
Yeah. And I was just telling a friend the other day, and then I went on live and said it too, like, well, there's two pieces to the story. I was trying to tell my artist friends, let's share each other's flyers a little bit more because we need to be more supportive of one another. It's really, in my mind, I try not to think that it's a competition. My whole goal is to be better than I was yesterday, right?
Agreed.
And anything that's for you is for you. Nobody can take that away from you. So I can understand if you don't share a flyer that's on that show is on the same day as your show, because it might cut into your people coming to your show. That's fine. But at the end of the day, let's be supportive. Come on, you ain't got nothing going on, and it's absolutely free to share.
Absolutely.
You know, I like it that my page, I scroll through my page and I see a bunch of other people's flyers. Even people that don't even mess with me like that, I'm sharing their stuff. If you're talented, I want this industry to grow, whether it's with me or you or anybody. Huntsville is popping now, baby. When I first got here in 2011, there was nothing going on with live music, in my opinion. Like, it was kind of dull in the R&B portion.
Okay.
You know, I know that Huntsville hits on.
Are you? Do you?
Oh Lord, I don't know. I'm gonna look to our producer. What genre would you?
Contemporary.
He always puts me in contemporary, indie, contemporary.
Okay.
I always at the indie, and he always gives me the
singer-songwriter.
Singer, yeah,
Singer-songwriter
for sure. Yeah, yeah.
So Huntsville was supportive of that for a long, long time, and of course country too and rock, but R&B was just kind of blah. Yeah. When I came here, I'm like, Lord, I don't even have nowhere to perform.
I know, it's so hot right now.
I was just going to karaoke.
I have to say that the R&B scene here brought in what we see now.
Yeah.
Problem is, the R&B scene is not a part of what we have here now.
Okay, so I do want to be. I do feel like it's a very segregated scene. Is it just? It's not just me.
It's not just you.
Okay. Thank you.
It really. It was very disappointing to see what happened. To be on the ground floor of people getting distracted and not realizing what this city brought to us. Yeah. Like, they built an amphitheater, not just in the hopes that big artists would come, but to give these people who your Calvin Wootons, some people don't know, his name is Eric Griggs. He went to Oakwood. We're talking about Brian McKnight, Take Six, all of these people who laid the groundwork for Huntsville. They come out of the schools here. All of the musicians at A&M that pour out like water.
Man, because it's a lot
and
of
talented, very, very talented.
So talented, yeah.
But I don't know that we had leadership in the scene to say, okay, this is how you navigate the next stage. That has always been a problem in a lot of local communities. They don't know how to get to the next stage. Yeah. It's always, how do I break in? Like, where is the break going to come? They're always trying to break through. But if you occupy that time with bickering and arguing, complaining about the money, all of those things begin to play a factor in how you're going to move forward. And if we don't move forward together, you're not going to move forward.
I agree with that.
You're literally going to be on your own, trying your hardest to break through without the real support that you need. And I do believe that the promoters in this community could bring a lot of this stuff together. Yeah. Because they're good. They're good promoters.
I mean, I credit Allie with Artemis Productions for that's how we met, right? And that she was willing to put together lineups like our Women in Music Week finale at Orion that did bring in different genres. And so that you really had an opportunity, because I had been so excited, but also didn't know where to go. And I would ask other musicians that were part of this other side of the music scene, and they didn't know where to go. And I'm like, all right, I got to figure this out. And all of a sudden, here it was. Allie brought us together. And I'm like, oh, now I know Nina, right? Now I know Danny. Now I know, like, all these other artists, you know, and it is such a rich scene that doesn't know about each other too, right? Yeah, there's a whole segment that they would swear they know the entire scene, and really all they know is like 5 O'Clock Charlie, Camacho, Jane and the Huntsman, and that, right?
Right.
And then there's this other scene that all they know is Nina Marie, right? They know Diddy, they know Tanya, they know all of these folks.
Yeah.
And like, it's incredible. Like really the diversity that's here and the opportunity to do more together. I know Danny, Ingrid, and I have talked about that. Like the more lineups we can do to really start bridging those gaps, I think the more beautiful, and I think we can rise.
Then you will be invited to do the amphitheater.
Yeah.
That was built here in the city for a reason. How many major artists has come to the amphitheater since it's been built?
A lot.
Yeah, a lot.
How a lot, like as in who?
Don't make me have to Google nothing, Will.
I can't afford
I just remember Snoop Dogg. Snoop Dogg came. They complained about how loud his music was. They cut off the time that you can be there. You can't be there till after, 10:30?
It's 10:30. Yeah, 10:30.
Because they built the community on side of it.
Weird. One thing I do know, they need a roof and to lower those prices.
Is that a big thing? The prices of the concerts?
Always. Concert prices are outrageous now. Yeah.
Right. I mean, but I saw the concerts in Birmingham because they're cheaper than they are in Huntsville. I mean, I'll be honest. It's cheaper to drive to Birmingham to do it.
Yeah. Sorry, and they have a lot more venues for music there too, for real.
Yeah, and they get a lot of more of that sort of mid-tier.
Do we have any local bands that can draw a crowd to somewhere like that?
Quantaphonics, I think, could do that.
But there's so many.
What do they do?
I love them.
Just like, they are great.
Quantaphonics. What kind of a group are they?
What would you call Quantaphonics genre? Because they do a little bit of funk, soul, fusion jazz. I'm talking about, it's like a 12-piece band.
Yeah, I was going to say, there are like a million people in that band, so they will fill it with their family.
My last band in Florida was a 16-piece band.
Woo! Woo!
Three horns. I had a percussionist, 2 guitar players, a bass player, 2 keyboards, and 7 background singers.
Yeah, it's like Soul Carnival, right? They're big too, right?
Like it's big, and it was crazy. They was like, what in the world just happened here?
Here's what I'll say. I don't know what fills seats anymore, and a lot of it has to do with like the ticket prices and timing and competing media.
What fills seats?
Timing is most important.
What fills seats is what's always filled seats. Incredible performances, lights, cameras, action, boom. dancing,
Dancers,
shimmering,
too, yeah.
lights, and people like smoke.
Smoke for sure.
You know what I'm saying?
True.
Like,
It's true.
it has to be well produced.
Yeah, I think that's something that a lot of folks here in Huntsville don't do. Like they just don't think about stagecraft, right? Like you look in Nashville, and even the bands that are playing to like 5 or 6 people are thinking about stagecraft because it's just a lot of
Yes.
competition.
Sparks shooting up
Yes.
from the floor.
Sparks. I still remember the first time I saw Carmisha because she had like dancers, and I'm like,
Yes.
oh my gosh, it's like this is so exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we need, I mean, what, dry ice is not expensive. Like,
That was
you get some smoke up on your stuff. You're right. You know what I'm saying?
Part of your
Lights. Somebody who's dedicated to the lights, not just the sound, and then
Right.
making sure you have good sound people who will throw a echo on your vocal, who will make sure you got auto tune so that
Yeah.
you know
Yeah.
all
We got
all
some
of
great
those
sound
things
people
are
here.
important. Yeah.
The only smoke shouldn't be the artist smoking weed on the stage.
Hold on, y'all.
Or vaping and
Oh, baby.
Y'all ready? Let's go.
Let's go.
That's
I
true.
really do believe that well put together shows is what's going to blow up that
It's true.
amphitheater for local
Yeah.
artists.
And I've seen it work for artists like Goryo, right? Like he puts together a show, and like the camp was packed for his album release, you know, and he did great audience engagement, which is the other piece, right? Where he's teaching a dance, and he's like, and it was really impressive because you just put
Did
him on
he
a spot.
did he do covers or did he do
Oh,
local?
originals.
He did his own material.
Yeah, it was his album release. Yeah.
The
Yeah,
camp
his
is one of
album.
my favorite places that Huntsville has ever
Oh,
had.
yeah, the camp. I love
the camp. Shout out to the camp. Thanks for letting me hit that stage so many times. But back to what we were talking about with the women in music thing.
Yeah.
I think that Allie putting together that was very monumental and exciting for this community. I didn't even realize there were so many amazing women performers in this area, honestly.
Yeah.
I got to meet a lot of great people, like you said, and I feel like if we get together and have that type of camaraderie, we can actually bring each other to different venues too. Like different venues will feel all the styles of music that we're bringing together. That would be great. Do you feel like it is in our community harder for women entertainers to book shows or get the respect of their music that we need? I think, I don't know, I feel like sometimes the venue owners may, especially if they're male, may not want to, respect the negotiation as much with us as they would with a man. But I also feel like a lot of women leaders in the world feel like they should be, in order to be successful, they should be, it rhymes with itch and it starts with a B. You don't have to be that.
Pastor would be very happy you did the same.
You don't have to be that to be successful or to be a leader and get respect from men.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I just feel like the way we carry ourselves and our negotiation tactics need to be strong.
Who is this person throwing around the B word? That's what I want to know.
I just feel like a lot of, just imagine like a female CEO, right? She runs the corporation.
Yeah.
She comes in, a man used to be the boss. Here comes a female, and people are like, oh God. And a lot of times the woman who's in the lead feels like she has to be to get respect from everybody.
I understand.
And you don't have to.
I totally understand.
Right? There are women who I know and respect on this scene who do a better job of demanding or commanding what they're worth, right? And sometimes more than maybe, but that their experience might dictate. And then there are the rest of us who still fall into that socialization of people pleasing and just being grateful that we got asked to do a gig. So we'll take whatever, you can pay us whatever, we'll do whatever. And if you want a little bit longer, we'll do that for you, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so that makes it really difficult for the whole scene. And I'm guilty of it, as other
Guilty
women,
too. I've done it before.
I have seen, though, on the flip side, I do think some of the women, like some of us, do get booked in different ways, right? Like sometimes we're popular because you might bring in a different audience, right? You might hold a different audience. And then I'll look at other venues where I look at their whole month lineup and there might be 2 women on the whole list, right? And I'm like, oh, that's interesting. And I have to question, like, what's going on? Because I know as a mom, as a woman, there are some gigs where I'm like, I don't know if I can take that during the school year. I don't know if I want to load out downtown at 1:30 in the morning on my own. You know, that's just not exciting to me, right? Or like it is intimidating to say I'm going to hold this venue for 4 hours on my own. Like, do I have the energy for that? Like 1 in the morning?
Where's the B12?
Exactly.
Hey, what are you doing for 4 hours?
Right. It better only be a wedding. But
Oh,
still,
no.
they be asking us to do 3 and
Listen.
4 hours.
I want to know where y'all getting these 4-hour shows from.
Conversations. Yeah, so this is where I think there is a big disconnect on the music scene, right? There's a certain segment of the music scene where we're playing venues for 3 or 4 hour gigs for like 100, 150, right?
Whoa.
If you bring in enough people, or if the bar clears enough, then sometimes you get a little extra, right? And you rely on tips.
I have to get the door for that.
You can get tips. Oh, there's no door at any of these, right? And so I do also have this other issue of we're putting so much time and energy and effort, and these venues also are losing money some nights, right? Because sometimes the business just isn't there. It's not because you couldn't bring them in. It's because Alabama's playing a football game and nobody's coming to this venue, right?
Yeah.
Right?
And then they're looking at you like, where's your
exactly? And
why
I'm
aren't
like,
your
you're
people
watching
here?
the game at home.
Hey, where's your regulars? It's supposed to be like a neighborhood Cheers.
Exactly, right? And so it is like the business side of it. I'm not lost on the pressures on all of the points there, but also, you know, we're putting all this out there for free, and I've even said it, like, so there have been a lot of friends who are playing these venues for free, and then they play a ticketed show, and I'm kind of like, but I just saw that set for free over here, like, I'm not going to pay $25 to see them, and I'm their friend, you know, and I'm like, that's, I know it's not right, and I know I should, but it's just, you know.
In today's economy, we will pick the free club before we pick the other stuff.
Yeah. Meanwhile, you could be spending your time customizing new shows.
And do a killer 45-minute set and be real tight and compelling that whole time. Have the dry ice and the lights, and then like enjoy and share that lineup with other people who are killing it. And I think it is redefining and training audiences here to expect something different, right? To want something different.
To want something different.
Yeah. I mean, because I'll say this.
And a lot, if we're talking about, now, that's the live venue scene, but then the recording artist is also somebody to consider. If you might actually be a live performer and a recording artist, where you do want to get your own original material and stuff and perform it and see if people like it and different things like that. So you just do that anyway because you choose to do that.
But shorter sets make that more palatable, right? Nobody wants to sit through 3 hours of music they've never heard before.
They never heard
want to
before.
do 45 minutes. You got to like build credibility with them and a relationship with them, and so
absolutely.
But yeah, and I'm a big fan.
Then that's where the artist development used to come in, right? Who instructed those artists to do what they did? I recorded a 16-year-old phenom. Mm-hmm. He could play the guitar, white kid, could play the guitar. He was 16 years old at the time, looked like a hippie, super cute young guy, could play the guitar like Jimi Hendrix. That was his favorite artist. He could do all of the tricks, behind the back, everything. Everybody loved him in the community.
Come on, young man.
Loved him. He could rap, sing, write. So he and I recorded. Yeah. He came over to my house in my studio. We recorded an album. He took it to Sony. Sony said, man, we would hire you on the spot if you had an audience. They had to teach him that you may have the material, but you don't have a following. So go develop a following. He took that music, went and developed a following. They had a band. Tremendous. They ended up traveling to different places, but they're in the industry. They're writing and producing in the industry. But somebody had to teach him and direct him as to which way to go. We all need teaching. We all need direction. We all need to know, how do we get to the next step? Sony told him what you needed to do.
Yeah. Artist development is so different these days, though. Back 2025, you gotta come straight through the door with 1 million followers, like we were talking about earlier.
Exactly.
You know, if we don't get a TikTok page tomorrow, guys, we're not doing nothing.
It's significant.
Yeah, and I've seen it happen where you've got people with plenty of Instagram or TikTok followers, and it doesn't translate to local audience, right? Because again, like those followers can be anywhere. Or how many times do you count? casually follow a lot of people. Probably need to clean that up a little, you know. Like, it's So so I guess that's why it has to be like a
The
million.
direction
Like,
you
Yeah,
really
couple
you
thousand.
really have to know the direction that you're going. You have to make your choices and say these. This is one of the things that my ex-wife really imparted into me, into my spirit, as I had, she managed me basically with almost all of my groups and different things like that. And one of the things that she was telling me is that you have to really like know what it is that you are aiming for, and don't try to reinvent the wheel.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's great advice.
You can still be creative and traditional.
Yeah.
So a traditional route to getting a record deal right now would be what we just said: develop a large following, and then they'll sit down with you at the table and say, what do you want? You want a record deal, or do you want a publishing deal? Do you want this deal? Do you want...
Basically, the artist does all the work first, and then they give you the money. Oh,
they give you the rest of the money.
You did all the work, so we're just gonna go ahead and record that.
But their marketing and stuff is valuable.
Yeah, very.
It's what you don't have.
Yeah,
right.
They're literally
Especially
giving
this.
you that next.
Yeah.
Oh, you were willing to do now. It wasn't always like that. It was when streaming and stuff came out. It changed the game.
Yeah. No more records sold.
No.
Now we gotta
Yeah.
download everything.
Yeah,
So.
yeah. We don't have the money to develop artists anymore.
Yeah.
We don't have time for you to be sitting around. No, dance like, come on, step. We don't have time to do that. You do that at home. Come and show us how phenomenal you are, and we'll invest in your future.
Yeah.
After we see how many likes you got.
Now, but then you got the YouTube artists, Jacob Collier.
Mm-hmm.
Jacob Collier was signed by Quincy Jones. Justin Bieber was discovered on YouTube.
Yeah.
Really?
We got.
Yeah.
I believe it was Usher that
Yeah,
had
it was
it
Usher,
on YouTube, and was like, yo, this kid is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Right? So he was building his audience there. You can
100%.
build your art. Nowadays, you can build your artist from your house.
Yeah, it is.
You can sit down
So
on your
accessible.
keyboard in front of a camera.
I'd be doing that every night if I could.
And just doing whatever,
pay him to say this?
No.
No, I'm just saying, but I'm saying
right.
it's a
You're
very
right.
traditional.
It is.
It's a very traditional route. Right now, we all know you absolutely 100% need a following. How do you get that following?
Social media, we need you.
Social media.
We love you.
Okay,
But that's
I
what
will say
it
this.
is.
I'll say this. The advice that I have gotten from somebody in this room is it's consistent posting. Consistency.
24/7.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, maybe
You gotta quit your job and post that much.
When you
He would
sent me
say
those
that.
questions, Nina,
Facebook be like, if you post 49 more times today, we'll give you $7.
when you sent me those questions,
that was a lie. What do you get? I don't know.
Man, look at my account.
and you were talking
But
about
TikTok
trends.
is different. They pay a lot better. TikTok is the
really?
payout.
Okay, but let me tell you what it is.
I
If
just
you
don't know
ain't,
how to find
if you're
people on
not
TikTok.
Oh, really?
consistent,
Uh-huh.
to me, that's the new artist.
Yeah.
The consistent.
The consistency, yeah. And it is true. And it is, I think...
Consistent content.
But it ties back to what do you want, right? You have to decide what it is that you want.
Yeah.
Is that what's driving me, or is
Right.
it... Do I, in some ways, want to attach myself to like the story of the indie artist that is neglected and unknown? Right? Is that right?
I hear you totally.
Because
Yeah.
it's easier to hold that narrative than to then face the rejection that comes with more exposure.
Okay.
Right?
So
And the critique that comes with more exposure.
Yeah.
a rapper indie artist is different from an R&B indie artist. A rapper indie artist is different from a contemporary artist.
Yeah.
Rappers don't actually have to be very good.
No, really.
Sometimes their image is what their image and their consistency is what causes them to be more palatable
Mm-hmm.
to the industry. Right.
Bars.
And that does not hold true for the other genres.
No.
Interesting. Why is that?
Because they know what they can get out of a rapper. Anything that they can get craziness, they can get wildness, they can get sexiness, they can get. You just got all of this stuff. The drip, you got. I mean, all of it is just oozes money.
I wish I could
It
rap.
oozes money.
Because I can rap all night long and keep my voice.
Rap
I can do 3 and
oozes
4
money.
shows a
And
day.
if you a rapper in the community and they like you, young people, will blow you up.
That's true.
They young people. We're talking about young people. People who don't think on a. That's rude. I won't say that they don't think on
It
the.
ain't true.
No. All I would say is
They're down for
it's
anything
easier.
trendy.
Yeah.
It's easier to follow a rapper than it is someone who's been in the studio, eyes bleeding, playing bass.
I think a lot of it has to
Playing
do.
all.
I think a lot of it also has to do with the fact that a lot of hip hop can be pretty edgy, and today's society, everybody is attracted to drama and tea and stuff like that. So
Yes.
to the young people,
It's
rappers are way more
undeniable.
exciting than we are. We're not singing about sex and drugs and all of that. Some of us, but
You're right. No.
not all of us.
We insinuate it.
Yeah.
We insinuate love.
But the rappers in your face like, this is
Yeah.
what I did last night.
Yeah,
Lick
that's
that up.
Yeah.
They're like, you did what?
And it's
see
the young.
that.
It's the young people. They're not necessarily listening to the words so much as
No, it's the beat.
beat and
Okay.
the image, the imagery, the energy that they're getting from rappers. I ain't talking about MCs because it don't seem as if people are checking for MC like people who could just rock the mic.
Yeah.
Your Commons and KRS Ones, people who have thought and elegance, and they understand the craft. Put me on a beat.
Classics.
Oh, that be
That never
fire.
die.
You smoke you a blunt. You hear any beat. It could be a Tonka beat. They like, oh,
Y'all feel that?
oh. And I don't mean no. I promise you. I mean no disrespect. I promise you. But Laffy Taffy. Don't. That's a Tonka beat. But it was a hit.
It's still a hit in my mind.
I mean, and then they come up with the little dances, and they got. I mean,
you know what though? You know why stuff like that? The simplicity of it. If you can get adults and children to be addicted to your song and can't forget. Listen, people will buy anything for their kids, and a song like that was so popular with the children,
with young people.
Yep. I need to start writing songs.
And let me tell you, I'm going to tell you something that a lot of people won't say, and I will say it. If your music sounds old, no one's going to like it.
No, and I'm an old
if
head.
It sounds old, no, I don't mean.
What do you mean old?
When
old
like
school.
Because I do think some people love. I mean, you would. I mean,
Okay.
You brought up Lamont Landers. He's got.
Why
like,
would
no?
Like, he has.
But he's made it
got
contemporary.
flavor.
He has flavor.
He got Motown blood.
He has flavor.
But that is like drawing on like some rituals.
Yeah,
like so
that's
he's
right.
tapping into this lineage. Right?
What I'm talking about when I say old, I mean.
Brain fart.
No, because it's just so rude. It's so rude.
Oh, you're trying to find a nice word.
Just
say it.
You're
On the
you're
podcast.
not saying we sound old. I mean, you could be.
Okay.
Just say it.
It really is no words to put it into. Like when you hear something. Okay. I'm writing a song. They like the song. They figure out the chords. Okay. Pretty simple chord progression. And then you do snaps. You play the keyboard. That's old. That's been done. Let's try to go above just the piano and the snap. I'm not saying that it doesn't have its place if it's a well-written song. I may not be explaining this very well at all.
You look at
But
the
Note
term
to self.
dated.
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 Dated is
No,
what I
no,
mean.
I'm waiting to hear what your note is.
AI app, please create me a non-gated, no snapping track in 2 minutes. Thanks.
Actually,
Yes.
note to self, create one so we have an example.
No, I just mean that it's been done. Like,
It is.
it's
And I
been
get that out.
done. It's
You
been
don't want
done.
to sound tired.
Dated.
You
The
want
That's
only
what I mean.
snapping that
Yeah.
needs to be happening
And
is us
I
on
know
the stage.
I have experienced. I don't care. I have experienced people whose music is dated. I have experienced it. I don't want to say nothing. Oh, that's good. That's good. Imagine coming. Okay, imagine coming from the traditional gospel background, quartet.
Yeah.
That's old. It's an old style. It's been around for whatever. Now, imagine trying to take a new sounding track, but you still do the old school style vocals and arrangement.
Yeah.
That's dated.
Yeah, I see that.
That's dated. Vice versa. Your lyrics could be great, but the music sounds dated. And no one wants to hear that.
And
I remember
we also
people
need
getting kicked out of. I ain't finna go there.
everybody needs to be more honest when somebody says, "What do you think about this?"
can't.
I feel like
You can't
People-
because you don't want to
They're
destroy
hot. There's
anybody.
also soul,
Listen.
you know? I mean, I think some of it is like
nip
if
that shit in the bud. We gotta start telling them.
It depends on
What
what
you
your
really want to
end
know
game
what I'm
is.
thinking?
Right. It depends on what your end game is, right?
Yes.
Like if this is just I did this because this is what's in my soul and I just want you to
Mhm.
hear it.
Yeah.
We should affirm that. We should support that. And you know,
Yeah.
if they're saying I want you to listen to you disagree. If I'm sharing with this because I think it's gonna get 1 million followers and I'm gonna get signed for it, then yes, we owe an honest
Well, I don't know. Yeah.
assessment.
Our
right?
delivery
To
is
say, I
everything,
think
right?
yeah, it
Well,
is.
but that's
You
what
don't have to be
that's
like,
what
"That's
you ask all
trash."
the time. So what are you
But
trying?
I think
What's
we
the
can
goal
improve
Question is,
here.
what is the goal?
What's
Like,
the
what
goal
is this for?
here?
Who are you? I mean,
Yeah.
I had a songwriting session today with somebody. He's great. He's a great mentor. And his question was like, okay, today we're going to sit and we're going to write this. Are we writing for like commercial success or are we writing for you? And I looked at him and I was like, I always write for me and never write for commercial success. I mean, it, like,
Why not?
and I don't know. Actually, it's a good question. He's like, you can potentially do both, but it does change the tenor. I said, it just never occurred to me to write commercially because for me, this has always been an endeavor of let me go with like what comes, like what is the muse gonna like kind
But
of.
if you, but
Therapeutic.
Yeah.
the reality is, and I'll say this to everyone out there, the reality is that if you follow a script, you will most likely come out with the outcome that you're looking for. If you follow what has already been developed, I mean, it's only so many notes, only so many chord progressions that you can do when it comes to songwriting. And what I'm saying is, if you are a contemporary artist, then you write a song like a contemporary artist. Doesn't necessarily matter if it sounds similar to other contemporary songs. It just gives people a place to, might sound bad, but a place to put you.
Yeah.
You know, and a lot of times we don't want people to put us in a box.
Right.
Yeah.
Because this is
We
just
don't.
what we were thinking.
But again,
But they
that is another decision that you have to make.
absolutely.
And it
hear
means
that.
you're fighting against a system that's already set up for your success and saying, I don't want that. I want to do it my way.
Yeah.
And that is the hardest thing to do it your way.
You gotta get in there first before you can start making your own demands. So
Well, and a lot of people did that.
yeah.
A lot of people
I
did
see
that.
that too. Yeah.
So guys, I feel like we hit on a whole lot of really good subjects tonight. Great topics, great information. Last but not least, what would you actually, what type of advice would you give to any emerging artists that are trying to come in and are hungry and ready to get out there and take the world by storm, like what they just started? What would you tell them? A key piece of information. Maybe if it's just one thing to remember, or something you could have told your younger self before you started this music thing.
What I would have told my younger self. Wow.
I got you, didn't I? Got you. I don't even know the answer to that question.
The haters.
The haters.
Yeah.
I don't remember having haters at 4 years. So no, stop.
Oh, we all
Even-
have
even
haters.
in my
we all
teens.
have
It
haters.
is a new world.
Even
in
Social
my
media,
teens.
everybody has haters.
Yeah,
Right?
but our haters, they smile
But
in
you
your
talking about
face.
what would you tell someone
all the time they want to take your place, the
About-
backstabbers.
what you would do different? Wow, crazy.
Oh yeah, they love to follow and watch. You know, you just don't know they
I
hate
don't
you.
even know those people.
I mean,
I'm glad they ain't never told me they hated me.
I do think if you're starting out, like there are a couple of pieces, right? You've talked about having some trajectory, like whether it's short-term goals or knowing where you're headed, I think is important because otherwise you don't know when your compass is not being honored, right?
Mm.
You don't know when to say no to things and you'll say yes to everything and that is not the right decision, right? And we've all been
Yes.
there. We've all done that in our sort of hunger
Mhm.
to break in. And then the other piece that allows you to F the haters is remember why you're doing it, right?
Mhm.
So the biggest
Absolutely.
piece of advice I got when I started saying, I no longer want to keep my music to myself, right? I mean, I spent decades just playing in my own piano room, playing for myself. And when I said, okay, I'm finally ready to like maybe invite other people into this, I had a mentor who said, remember why you're doing it. You're not actually doing it for that audience. Like that connection maybe, but that connection is for you. You're doing it for you. And so that helps you really weather the nights when people walk out on your set, when you hear somebody say, oh my God, that song was terrible. It sounded dated and old, or
Talking
any of
over
it.
your whole set.
Oh my gosh, that's great. Or play, you know, I played a couple of gigs where they didn't turn the music off in the bar, you know, while I'm playing. And it's
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, it's great. Love that. But
I'm sure it's not.
you just go with it and you start playing
Yeah.
along and you figure it out, right?
Yeah, yeah. Mhm.
But it is remembering, oh, but I do this because, you know, this makes me happy. Even in those moments, I will find some bright spot or I'll find some challenge or some growth, or I do it because there may be 6 people in a venue, but they're all locked in and they're interested and we're conversing and we're sharing and now they're crying and we're sharing this moment because they got it. And that makes it all worth it, right?
Girl, what you said. Yes. It's so therapeutic. I'm so grateful that God blessed us with talent to be able to express, you know, and it changes people. And sometimes even the smallest venues are the smallest audiences, the most intimate times that you have. Yes. I love that so much.
I'd set
What
up
would you say?
intimate concerts forever.
What would you do you have any
Consistency.
Yeah.
I think you know, to me, that word actually covers pretty much each. You got to be consistent in your rehearsals. You got to be consistent and understand where you're going. You have to be consistent in promoting yourself, which can be difficult. It can be difficult because we're very critical of ourselves. And we want everything to be, you know, perfect when you present it to others. You don't want to have to sit and make excuses. But ultimately, even after that, you still have to remain consistent.
Yeah.
One of the worst things you can do is produce something and never promote it.
I feel like
It's one of the worst things you can do because I'll say this. I remember I did my first album, recorded this thing for a year. It took a lot of sacrifice. A lot of sacrifice. I used to be skinny like Nina. No, I'm just joking. I ain't never been that small.
you was an anything.
I was, you know, it caused a lot of different struggles just to get through producing, writing, arranging, recording. I did all of that by myself in my home. And even though it took a toll, I mean, I had 40 tracks, 40 different tracks on this with 20 different backgrounds, all over the place on Pro Tools or whatever I could record on. The album did really well. People loved it. Went to the radio, had people calling us, got record deal offers, right? But I wasn't 100% happy with it. There were things that were taken out that wasn't necessarily under my control, but they kind of were. But it was inexperience. I let people do different things to my tracks that I didn't really like, but because they were professionals and I let it go. And then at the end, I didn't even want to. I was always nervous about letting people hear it. You want to produce something that you don't. You're going to love this. You're going to love this.
Yeah.
I guarantee it. Like, and you put it into anybody and everybody's hands that you possibly can. What happened to me is after the radio, after the record deals, we didn't really take the record deals. That was it. That was all that was done with the promotion. I got a band together and we went around and we did our songs in different churches and stuff like that. But as far as how I felt about it, what I was willing to give in order to promote, I feel like I fell way short. You know, not having the confidence in the final product, having little nitpicky. And when I listened to that today, it's like, what was I thinking? It's gorgeous. Gorgeous from beginning to end. And it may not have been perfectly recorded because it wasn't. I mean, it just wasn't. But I know what it took to create that. And now it's up to you after you've made your creation to get out there and push it like you've never pushed anything before in your life. That is the sacrifice that people like Wanye and all of them running up to Belle Biv DeVoe in the middle of the street saying, y'all gonna listen to us sing right now.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like, you have to be willing to go.
Confident with your music.
You gotta go. You gotta go. You gotta go. You gotta go.
I feel like the advice that you two just gave about being consistent and remembering why you do it, that's great advice for any type of success, not just music, but anything that we do and we want to be successful in. So those some great pieces. Me personally, I feel like be yourself. I used to be a copycat. You know, I started singing professionally at 7, so my way of learning music was to copycat all my favorite artists, Whitney and this person and that person, and I performed like them, and I thought that was the thing to do. Mm-hmm. And of course, you know, as I got older, 45 now, thank you, Lord, I have my own way. Yeah. When I get on stage, I'm super comfortable. I'm just being me. So yes, no matter what people tell you to do, be consistent. Remember why you do this. And be yourself. Yeah. There's nobody like you.
Be confident.
You're special.
Yourself.
Yes. Now tonight was great. Tonight was so great.
Shameless self-promotion time. Announcements.
Again.
What you got coming up?
My name is Nina Marie, and my next show is going to be next Thursday, October 25th at Las Trojas in Madison. It's also not only going to be live band, but they're also going to have some karaoke areas that they're going to break off into. And there's a $100 Halloween costume too. So Las Trojas, the 25th of October, 7 to 11. What about you, Will?
I have nothing coming up.
Will Bolton.
Hi, I'm Will.
Listen, he's got something coming up. It's just not on the books yet, okay? I want to be involved in it, too. And Lisa Chang. Listen, you guys are amazing, and I feel like we all offer something very wonderful to this area. I'm so glad that we got to sit down tonight. We've been talking our heads off, y'all.
Oh,
I need to go home and eat and check on them kids.
Yeah.
But yes, thank you so much. Thank you to Ben Carruthers, who gave us
Thank you,
this
Ben.
beautiful venue.
Thanks,
And we want to keep this going. If you are an artist in this area, you know a little something about music, and you want to be involved in this podcast, please reach out to Ben Carruthers on social media, Facebook, and or me, Nina Marie, or Lisa Chang. Inbox us. You can inbox Will as well, and we will spread the word and let Ben know what's up. Because we want to have more people seated on this chair. Hey, we got a lot to talk about, right?
Mhm.
Let's keep this thing going.
Yeah.
Hit us up. Love you guys.
Deuces.
Love the music. Mwah. Music is life.